Hey everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe. And today's recipe is going to be for double chocolate peanut butter banana baked oatmeals. Now we absolutely love oatmeal in this house, and one of my favorite ways to have it or make it is in these baked oatmeals. This is just another variation or type that I like to do. This is a good one for when you're craving a little chocolate peanut butter flavor. Kind of hits the spot for that. But very good, very easy to make, fairly low in points. And what I really love about these is they just make a great breakfast meal prep. I can make this at the beginning of the week and then I have it for the rest of the week. I just grab a piece, pop it in the microwave, or eat it cold even, but it's really convenient and a fast, easy breakfast. So let me jump into ingredients real quick and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make this. First off, I've got some old-fashioned or rolled oats here. You're gonna need 2 cups of these, and then you're also gonna need 2 cups unsweetened almond milk. Here I've got some monk fruit sweetener. I've got a 1/3 cup of that, and then 2 large eggs. I'm gonna be using a 1/2 cup unsweetened baking cocoa. Here's just some cinnamon. I'm gonna be using a teaspoon of that. And then I've got 2 medium to large, fairly ripe bananas here. You want to make sure your bananas are pretty ripe because a lot of the sweetness for this baked oatmeal is going to be coming from the natural sweetness of the bananas. And here I've got some Lily's milk chocolate chips. I just weighed this out. It's 2 ounces or about 4 servings. Back here I've got some PBfit. I'm going to be using a 1/2 cup of that. And then to mix it in, I've got a 1/4 cup water here. And I'm gonna be using 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon salt, teaspoon vanilla, and then here I've got some cooking spray for my pan, and that is everything that you're gonna need to make this. First off, in a large bowl, I'm gonna get all my dry ingredients mixed together, starting off with my oatmeal. Add my 2 cups of that, my 1/2 cup cocoa, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and teaspoon cinnamon. I'm gonna mix all of those together really well. I've got this all pretty well mixed together, so I'm gonna set that aside, and I also have the oven preheating to 350 right now. So in a medium-sized bowl, I'm gonna start off with adding in my ripe bananas. Then I'm gonna just mash them up in here. Now you could mash these up before you add them if you want, but I'm all about using as little dishes as possible, so I'm gonna just mash this in here. Now that I've got that mixed up, I'm gonna add in almond milk, 2 cups, my 2 eggs, third cup monk fruit sweetener or sweetener of choice, teaspoon vanilla, and then I'm gonna just whisk all that together until it's well combined. Got that mixed together well, so now I'm gonna add in my dry ingredients and get those mixed in well. And I always like to say, when you're mixing cocoa into a liquid like this, it does require a little bit of stirring or extra stirring because it likes to kind of sit on the top or float on the top. So just gotta give it a good stir to get it incorporated in there. That looks pretty good. I've got an 8x8 dish here. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with my cooking spray. I'm gonna pour my oatmeal mixture in. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get my peanut butter made up, and then I will be back. Just wanted to show you this real quick. I went ahead and mixed together my 1/2 cup PBfit with my 1/4 cup water in here. And this is the consistency. It's fairly thick. And you can use this, but I'm gonna go ahead and thin that out a little bit more because I want this to more drizzle on the top. Now, a lot of times I'll just add the peanut butter into the batter and then it doesn't matter. Huh, that rhymed. Anyway, this time I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle it on the top of the oatmeal. So I want a little more thin than the traditional way that I do the PBfit. The PBfit is actually supposed to be thinner than this. It's supposed to be 2 tablespoons PBfit to 1.5 water. I do 2 tablespoons to 1 typically when I do PBfit. For this texture, it's just a little closer to peanut butter, I think. But again, since I am going to be drizzling this on top this time, I want it a little thinner. So I'm going to start out by adding another tablespoon of water to this to try to thin it out a little bit, and then just kind of go from there. But I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done and let you know exactly how much water I use. And I will have that noted in the recipe instructions down below in the description box. Okay, I added another tablespoon, and this is going to work a lot better at this consistency, so I can drizzle it on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now I'm gonna take my peanut butter. I'm gonna just kind of drizzle it on the top. And again, you can add this to the batter itself. If you did that, I would leave it more on the thicker side though. But again, since I'm drizzling this, I don't want it to sink down into the batter. So I want it a little thinner, like this. Next up, I'm gonna take my chips and I'm gonna just kind of sprinkle those on the top. And again, you can put these directly in the batter if you want. However you wanna do it. All right, this is ready to go in my oven at 350, and I'm gonna start it off at 35 minutes. It usually takes about 40. I am using a slightly smaller pan than I typically do. I typically do these in 9x9. So my time's gonna be a little bit different in an 8x8 than a 9x9, but I'm gonna start at 35 minutes. And what I'm looking for is for this to be set in the middle. But I will be back once this is done. I'm gonna let this bake just about 50 minutes, and it is looking done. The center is set, no wobble. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cool for probably a good 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then I will cut a piece out and let you know what the points are on it. I've let this sit about 10 minutes. Probably should have let it sit a little bit longer. It's still pretty warm, a little bit gooey, but hopefully that's picking up what it looks like inside. The points on this are gonna be 5 for a 1/6 of the total, which is what I've got here. And that's usually how I cut up my baked oatmeals, the size that I do it in, I should say. So yeah, 5 points for this, which I don't think is bad at all. This is one of my higher ones. I think a lot of mine come in around 4 points. So this is a little bit higher than my typical one. And that's because of the peanut butter that's added in here. But I definitely think that adds a lot to the overall flavor of this. Everybody knows chocolate and peanut butter definitely go together. And the banana in here goes really well with both of those as well. I just love the flavor combination in this with the peanut butter, chocolate, and banana. It's one of my favorite baked oatmeals. Now I have this as a breakfast meal prep because that is what it's gonna be for my hubby. I, on the other hand, don't actually eat breakfast because I intermittent fast. So when I make something like this, I have it as a snack or more often than not a dessert. And the chocolate peanut butter of this definitely makes this very dessert-like for me. So that's how I'll be having this, is as a dessert, but my hubby will be having it for breakfast. So yeah, that is double chocolate peanut butter banana baked oatmeal. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.